In a quiet town, lived a young woman named Neha, who was known for her meticulous planning and careful nature. She believed in having everything in order: her home, her responsibilities, and her life. Every day was a routine, and every task had its place. Yet, deep down, Neha carried an invisible weight that no amount of planning could lift. One day, while on her usual walk by the river, Neha noticed an old man sitting by the water's edge, tossing pebbles into the river. Each pebble he threw created ripples that spread far and wide before disappearing into the flow. Curious, Neha approached him. "What are you doing?" she asked. The old man smiled but didn't look at her. He threw another pebble into the water. "I'm letting go of my burdens." Neha frowned. "How can a pebble be a burden?" The old man paused, picking up a small stone and holding it out to her. "You see this pebble? It's small, barely weighs anything. But imagine carrying it in your pocket all day, every day. Eventually, even something this small starts to feel heavy." Neha looked at the pebble, turning it over in her hand. It was insignificant, just like all the little things in her life she thought she had under control. "But what if the burden is bigger than a pebble?" she asked, her voice quiet. The old man chuckled softly. "Then you must learn to let it go, little by little. Not all at once. Just like these pebbles." Neha sat down beside him, suddenly overwhelmed by the thought of all the worries she carried: her constant need for perfection, her fear of failure, her unspoken anxieties. She picked up a pebble and tossed it into the water, watching the ripples spread. It felt good, almost freeing. "Does it really work?" she asked, watching as the ripples faded. The old man nodded. "Each time you let go of something small, you make room for peace. And one day, you'll find that even the bigger burdens don't feel so heavy anymore." Inspired, Neha began visiting the river every day, tossing pebbles one by one. Each pebble represented something she couldn't control: a missed opportunity, an argument, an imperfection she had been clinging to. Slowly, she felt lighter. Weeks later, while standing by the river, Neha saw a young boy struggling to lift a large stone. He grunted and strained, trying to throw it into the water. Neha approached him. "What are you doing?" The boy looked up, frustrated. "I want to throw this big rock in, but it's too heavy." Neha smiled gently. "Why don't you start with something smaller?" She handed him a pebble. "Sometimes, it's easier to start with the little things." The boy hesitated, then took the pebble and tossed it into the river. His face lit up as the ripples spread, and soon he was gathering more small stones to throw. As Neha watched, she realized the old man had been right. Life's burdens, no matter how big, could be lightened, one small pebble at a time.